Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Danny, the Multiple Streams Queen. I go by the Multiple Streams Queen on all social media platforms, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. But welcome to my channel. I'm going to talk about all things Airbnb, running a business with your family. If you don't know, if you're new to my channel, check out my very first video. I am a retired ER nurse. I was a nurse for 10 years, unofficially retired, but I retired last year. June of 2021 was the last time I worked at the bedside, and I have not looked back because of Airbnb or short-term rental. I have to talk about something that's a little unrelated to Airbnb, but I have to talk about it. The nurse in me, I have to use my platform to discuss it, right? I'm not really going to get into my opinion per se on the situation, but I just want to bring it up and why this is one of the reasons why I got into entrepreneurship. If you have been watching the news lately, you may have seen a case involving a nurse. Her name is RaDonda. From what I read, again, I don't know her. I am not passing any judgment. I am not even going to give my opinion on the case. I just think it's really, really sad for both parties, for the nurse and for the family. This nurse sounds like she was kind of having a busy day from what I was reading. She was kind of a new nurse, but she was asked to train another new nurse that was coming on to the unit. She had a patient she had to take down for a radiology test. I think the patient was a little uneasy and they wouldn't be still. So she got an order for a medication to basically kind of help calm the patient down so they can be still for the test, and then they can go back to their room. Long story short, from the time she went to actually go get the medicine, she actually pulled the wrong medicine, drew up the wrong dose, and gave the patient the wrong medicine in the wrong dose. And from that, the patient ended up expiring from that situation. Again, I am not here to pass judgment. I am not even going to give my opinion. But I want to say this for all my nurses that are out there, because I have been there, being burnt out, being stressed, feeling unappreciated, working short staff, working under some pretty dangerous environments, going to work in a busy ER and it's 5 or 6 nurses and it's 30 rooms with patients in them, and then it's patients in the hallway. So again, I am not here to pass judgment on who was right, who was wrong, what she should have did, what she shouldn't have done. That is not what I'm here to do. I am just saying, for my nurses, I can relate. I know what it feels like. I don't think I know one nurse that has never made a medication error. I don't believe that I know any nurse that has never made a medication error, whether they knew it or didn't know it. I'm going to go on record and say, yes, in my time in nursing, I have made a medication error and I felt horrible. Luckily for me, no, the patient didn't have, the medication wasn't deadly, and the patient didn't have any lasting effects from the error. But I have made a medication error, and that has made me it made me super vigilant and make sure I stayed calm because again, I worked in ER. In critical care. And so stuff is moving fast and going crazy. And so sometimes that energy can get onto you and get into you, and you're antsy and you're not thinking right? And I've had patients, like people, we will be coding people, people dying in front of me, and the family is like, you're so calm. And I always tell them I have to be calm, because if I'm not calm, if I get antsy, I'm going to make a mistake. So I need to be calm in this situation to make sure that mentally I have the mental capacity to critical think and to do what's best for your family member. So I have to remain calm. And so, but that stemmed from my medication error. So I think for us as nurses, it was just a big blow because I'm sure she didn't go into work that day with the intention to hurt anybody. I'm pretty positive, without even knowing her, that she didn't have any intention on hurting anyone that day. And to now have her be found guilty and for her possibly facing jail time for something that was truly an accident. It's just a sad day for nurses, because again, we have been placed in, and again, I am not giving my personal opinion and judging even the situation. I am not going to get into that part of it. Again, I think it's sad for all parties involved, right? Because the nurse has lost her license. She's possibly going to jail, and that family has lost their family member. So I'm sad for everybody that's involved, and I pray for everybody that's involved. But it's just a really sad day for nurses. You go through nursing school, very challenging nursing programs, and you take a very challenging test to become a nurse and to give a lot of yourself. It takes a lot to take care of other people. It takes a lot. That's a huge part of yourself that you're giving to other people, to take care and to educate other people every day. That is your job, to take care of people. And so to know that now she is facing criminal charges or has been found guilty, it's just a sad day for nurses, because honestly, I can say from personal experience and being a travel nurse, you work sometimes under really dangerous circumstances, right? And as much as people want to say, well, why don't you just leave or find another job? If I come into a situation in the ER where we have 5 or 6 staff members and the patients outnumber us like 6, it's 1 to 7 or 1 to 8. If I leave, what does that do for the patients? What does that do for the nurses that have to stay there? Right? There'll just be another nurse short, and then that increases their workload. And so unfortunately, it's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. If I stay here, you go in and like, I'm not going to eat today. I'm probably not even going to sit down, because you got 5 rooms, 5 patients in the room, and then you got 2 in the hallway, sometimes 3 in the hallway. Right? When you work in the ER, very rarely will they stop taking patients. The patients are going to keep coming. They're going to keep coming. And so it's just a sad day. It's a really, really sad day for nurses. But that was one of the reasons, right, where I got to the point where I was just tired. I was done. I was jaded. I hated going into work. Hated going into work. But I love what I did. I love taking care of patients. I love educating my patients. I love when, they can have that aha moment. They've been living with diabetes and never really understood what it even was. And to be able to sit there and to break it down in layman terms for them and to help them understand the severity of it. If you don't take care of this, this is what can happen. And for them to actually they get it. I love taking care of people. I got to the point where I literally would have to do prep talks before I walked in the unit. Or I would be at work early, but end up being late because I did not want to walk inside of the building. Drove to work and sat in the parking lot trying to figure out whether or not I was going to call off that day. And I'm already in the parking lot. I was there. You get tired. Get tired of feeling used and abused and feeling unappreciated and dealing with all the politics, and to realize you're just a number. You're just a body. Nobody cares about your opinion. Nobody cares about your safety. Nobody cares even about the patient's safety. They just get the job done and be quiet. That's it. Just do your job. Go home and be quiet. We don't want to hear that. We don't care about that. I had just gotten to a point where I was just done. I was done. And I knew that something had to change, that I had to do something to change my present, that situation that I was in at the time. I had to make a change. I couldn't keep getting on the phone with my girlfriend complaining about it. I had to make a change. I had to make a plan. What was my next move going to be? Right? Because a lot of us are sitting at jobs that we hate, but you're comfortable. You're comfortable and you're afraid to step out on faith and to step out and do something that you really want to do. Like me and my girlfriend always say, you'll know when you're tired, right? You'll get tired of complaining. You'll know when it's time to leave. And as scary as it is, you'll know. You got to just do it. You got to have faith and know that it's going to work out. So when I left my job, when I put in my resignation, I was scared. I was scared as hell. Even though I knew what I was doing was bringing in more than enough money and me and my family were going to be okay, I was scared. I was still scared. I prayed. I got my answer and I was like, oh my God, like, am I really doing this? And I did it and it felt like a burden was lifted. But then I had to acclimate myself to the world of entrepreneurship. Because I was used to being able, I know what 3 days I'm working. If I want to pick up an extra day, I can go in. I can tell them this time. And I know, like clockwork, I'm going to get a paycheck. Entrepreneurship is totally different. It's totally different. But it doesn't have to be hard. If you're doing something that you love, it doesn't have to be hard. But you got, just like you were going to work, you still got to work in this. I just found something else that I love and I totally enjoy doing. And that happens to be short-term rental. That happens to be teaching other people how to get into short-term rentals. How to perfect what we're doing. I love it. I love it. I resigned and I've never looked back. But I wanted to address that. And I wanted to just speak to any nurse or any person really that is watching my videos, that has subscribed to my channel, that may be burnt out, that may be tired, that may be stressed, but just not sure what they want to do. If whatever it is that you want to do, whatever business that you want to start, there's no better time like today. There's no better time like today. You may not be like me and just outright quit your job. Work on your business every single day. Every single day. Do something related to your business. As one of my mentors would say, 15 minutes a day. Work on your business 15 minutes a day while still going to work. 15 minutes of your time is nothing. Build that thing until you can quit your job. Don't quit your job with no plan. Know what it is that you want to do. And do it. Stop saying that you waiting on your kids to graduate grade school or high school or send them off to college. Do it now. They deserve you now. And that was one of the things too that really hit home for me, I would say. Missing that time with my children and knowing that I could never get that time back. I was working like crazy. 60, 70 hours, sometimes 80 hours a week. Literally working one full-time job and a part-time job. Never, ever really seeing my daughter. Luckily for me, my sister was with us and she helped me raise her. But I'm trying to create a better life for her. I was able to buy us a house and able to put her in all these extracurricular things that she wanted to do. But I wasn't able to be there. I couldn't go to her meets, and her games. I missed a lot. And I realized that I could never get that time back. I could never get that time back with her. So stop waiting. If you know that you want to do something else, if you know that you want to start a business, stop waiting. Stop putting it off. Don't miss another holiday. Don't miss another birthday. Don't miss another event. Start working towards your dreams right now. You deserve it. Your kids deserve it, your family deserves it, and someone else deserves it because they need you to show up for them. Do it now. All right, y'all.